Good morning. It's 6:20 a.m. in Fresno, California, February 13th, 2024. I'm making this video early this morning because I've got a client service call this morning after the Windows Daily show, which will occur at the normal Windows Daily time. This video may appear to be a little choppy because I'm going to pause when I need to. I'm trying to get this posted very quickly, hoping somebody who watches this channel might come up with the answer for this. I need to be at a client's office at 10 a.m. this morning after the 9 a.m. Windows Daily show. I'm going to go ahead and do the 7 a.m. Fortnite live stream. But in this video, I'm going to record it, pause it when I need it to prepare my next portion. And hopefully by the time the Windows Daily Show comes along, somebody might have the answer to this problem. The client's computer, we have a dedicated peer-to-peer Windows 7 32-bit server. Its sole purpose in life is to be the host of the BusinessWorks Gold accounting software. My client accesses that from only one workstation on the network. And this last Saturday, I explained during the Saturday live show that I replaced this spinning drive with a SSD. The reason why I did that is because he was having some problems with posting from his point of sale software to BusinessWorks, where it claimed to finish, didn't have any error message, but it didn't actually post everything that needed to be posted. It's causing significant trouble. Well, utilities show that the drive, the smart information on the drive is reporting that it's in good shape. However, the specific numbers with errors and such indicates there's a problem. So I said, well, let's just swap it. Maybe that's causing the problem. This was after he'd spent a lot of time with tech support from the vertical market point of sale software, and they couldn't find anything wrong on their end. When I brought the computer back into his office yesterday, he went through most of his day before he even tried to launch the BusinessWorks Gold software from his workstation, and then discovered there was a problem. So I worked with it remotely last night, and then we just decided let's just put the old drive back in because he needs to get back up and running. I didn't get through every possible course of action that I thought I could take, but I'm not going to say guessing, but a little bit throwing mud at the wall to see what would stick. Here's what the error message is. I've blurred the icons on the left side of the screen just because I don't even have time to look through them and see if I'm exposing anything if I show those. So here, when he tries to launch BusinessWorks from the workstation, we get this unable to connect with System Manager database. Pervasive ODBC client interface, client LNA. The ODBC client interface cannot access the data source because SQL Connection Manager is not running at the specified port number. Contact your system administrator for assistance. I'm going to try to summarize for you the things that I did in pursuing this. Ideally, I would like to show you the screenshots of everything, but I just don't have time. So I'm going to start with summarizing off the top of my head things that I did. When I go to the non-dedicated server, it launches BusinessWorks just fine. So it'll function from there, and that's one of our workarounds is for him to work off of that machine for a period of time, but there's some processes he can't do from there. Don't have time to explain why. I verified the Pervasive is running on the server, and the Pervasive license manager shows that there's 10 licenses. They are permanent licenses, they never expire, and the log for Pervasive is showing activity. I'm not certain whether it's showing the activity from the workstation. It might be showing just the activity from the server. Haven't got that drilled down yet. Here's one of the potential. I had to do a pause there to fix the screen blurring. Here's one of the potential fixes. There's somebody found that they solved this problem by in the services file on the server that's stored in this folder to put in this line in the server dot, what is it, INI or DAT, or I'm not sure what the extension was. But I did put this entry in there. However, I found that on the server, the services that launches the Pervasive Manager is W3. It's a different 3 letters here. It's not SQL, DBM maybe. I don't remember what it was, but I put in what the name of the file that services launches on the server. That solved their problem and sped it up. Did not help. I restarted both computers after that. Here's another possibility regarding a changed IP address. Let's zoom. Whoops. Oh, once I make that zoom in, it doesn't get bigger, it gets smaller. Hitting the wrong key. I was surprised to find that the server did have a different IP address than what it had previously. So I checked to see what IP address the workstation was expecting the server to be at. And it was expecting to be at .40 rather than the server's current IP address of .48. So perhaps since the server was shut down for a few days, while I had it in my possession, took it back, its IP address lease perhaps expired and it picked up a new address. And it had a DHCP address. So I'm surprised it had been working this long that we hadn't run into that problem. So I changed the server to have a static IP address of .40, restarted both computers, still no joy. Here's another idea that came up in there, but I had already checked on that. The Pervasive engine, when I go into services on the server, it shows an automatic configuration and it shows as started. So tells me that is running. Yes, some of these were talking about a netware environment. That's not what we have, but still the ideas here were worth paying attention to. It occurred to me as I was working on this that perhaps just cloning to a new drive might cause a problem to the license. So here's what my research found on that. The advice to always deactivate the Pervasive PSQL key before making changes to hardware. It checks to confirm that the machine signature is unchanged. Changes to 3 or more of the attributes that make up the machine signature will disable the license. I don't think that's what happened because the licenses on the server were still showing as active, where they were showing that they never expire for 10 users. We only use one, and we only have one user. Changes have happened in this company over time, so the equipment that's set up now would not have been the ideal situation if starting from scratch. So I don't think that was the cause of the trouble, just showing that I did go down that path. One of the search results I came across gave instructions to use a Telnet command from the workstation to see if those ports are open. I tried that. The Telnet command is not present on this Windows 7 32-bit computer. Now, why is it it's a Windows 10 computer, the workstation is. The server is Windows 7 32-bit because there were software requirements in the past that required us to stay on that. We haven't upgraded that yet because every time we've done an upgrade in this office, we're met with difficulties, complications. So we had it at a point where it was functional. This non-dedicated server never browses the internet, so we have stuck with that up to this point. My concern when I go back to the office and put the old hard drive in is that the workstation might still not be able to launch BusinessWorks. If it does, then we're going to step away and let him get caught up on his work again and move forward. But I'd sure like to find a solution for this. So one of the things I need to know is, and I haven't even Googled this yet because we just got to a point where we had to pull the plug yesterday. So that would be, I need to find out how to get the Telnet DOS command available on the Windows 10 computer. Is it Pro or Home? I'm gonna say that it's probably Pro, and I'm sure it's 64-bit. So that might be a way to go there. I did uninstall and reinstall BusinessWorks from the workstation. That did not solve the problem. The reinstall executed fine. I first uninstalled BusinessWorks, which was according to their instructions, and I've been through uninstall, reinstall of this before. But overnight, well, during one of my waking moments during the night, I think it was, I realized that during the reinstall, I got a message that the Pervasive engine was already present on the workstation, therefore that portion was not going to be performed. Maybe that would have solved the problem if I had uninstalled BusinessWorks from the workstation and Pervasive and then performed the reinstall. Maybe that would automatically have fixed whatever configuration problem there is. There's many different directions at this point in my mind where the actual problem might be. My hope is that somebody in the community who will see this video before the live stream that starts, what, 2.5 hours from now? Yeah, we'll have something to say. You can put a comment on this video to interact with me, or you can send an email to this email address, and I will be interacting live during today's Windows Daily Show to see if we can find a solution for this before we have to go back to that marginally functional drive. I think that'll do it for now. All right, catch you later. Goodbye.